All right. Looks like things are working. I've started to use a little technique to figure out if things are working by logging into my own live stream on my phone and seeing if I can hear myself and see myself. Because if I can, then I know the live stream is working. You probably heard that. So it's working. Hey, everybody. Drink Pro here. Thanks so much again for joining me. You'll notice I'm being a little bit more low-key than normal, I would say. It's been a really fun weekend. I had a great time. Trevor and Nate, who, if you've watched the show regularly, you've probably heard one or both of their names. They both came into town this weekend and brought a bootlegger-size arsenal of whiskeys with them each. And combined with what I have in my collection here behind us, we really went for it. We went pretty hard. And so at this point, I am feeling it. It's been a long day. I don't usually get hungover. I'm pretty good about knowing when to moderate, and I think it's important. You know, people, it's kind of a taboo topic to talk about that kind of thing, overconsumption. But I think the big thing this time was not only did I drink way too much. I won't say way too much. We were pretty good about doing half-ounce pours, half ounce or smaller. There were a couple of occasions where we went a little bit larger for specific pours, for specific reasons, but we did a pretty good job about staying half-ounce pours, which I highly recommend if you're doing a tasting with a lot of different whiskeys. If you do half-ounce pours, learn what a Glencairn looks like with half an ounce of whiskey in it. This is not it, by the way. This is more than half an ounce of whiskey. Knowing what half an ounce of whiskey looks like, just visually, just from staring at a glass, is really helpful if you're going into a huge tasting. Yeah, and Nate is right. We ate like total crap. I think that may have had a bigger impact because the ultimate antidote to overconsumption of alcohol is water and salt, potassium, good salts, not bad salts. And when you have bad salts instead of good salts, you can really retain water in weird ways that isn't helpful. You end up sort of becoming, think about what happens when you salt your steak. All the water comes out and the salt gets replaced. That's what happened to me. I was a piece of salted steak. So, but I'm not going to cancel the live stream. I'm still going to be here. Maybe a little bit lower key, a little bit more relaxed evening. I am sitting in the chair today instead of standing up. I am going to still do a flight, but one of the things I wanted to do today, and I didn't talk about this before. I didn't put this in the title or the description or anything like that. Dave, I wish that breakfast at Denny's was a hangover preventative. We made homemade bacon and eggs. Trevor was probably smart and didn't get any more greasy fat salt, so he just had eggs and toast. Good decision, I think, on his part. Nate and I went a little harder. We added bacon to over easy eggs and made some homemade sriracha mayo and added a little butter in there and made some wonderful breakfast sandwiches. But we needed more water than we gave ourselves credit for. So, it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. I'm glad we did it. I have no regrets. Anyway, I'm getting a little distracted because I'm a little distracted today. I will say the rest of my day has mostly been eating vegetables and drinking a lot of water. A lot of water. You got to do what you can. It's been a rough one. But, like I said, I'm here for you guys. I want this to be a fun, engaging experience. So, you saw 4 of the 5 whiskeys. Yes, I agree, Nate. Next time we're going to drink way more water and eat a little bit better. Particularly avoiding the salts. I think we were way heavy salt. Yes, so today you saw 4 of the whiskeys probably on the thumbnail in this video, but I will revisit them so you can see once again all of the whiskeys that I'm drinking today. I wanted to kind of focus on finished bourbons and ryes. I think it's something that I don't typically drink a lot of. I know Trevor, who is in town, is a pretty big fan of the finished products. And so that kind of, I started looking at them more. He kind of got me interested in them. I know there's been some drive towards, hey, Michael, Mike, I know there's been some drive towards, having finished products become more popular among bourbon and rye drinkers, in part because you sort of reach a plateau of flavor profiles when you are in the bourbon world. It's such a narrow sliver of what whiskey can be that people, want to explore, but they might not like the salty, briny notes of Scotch. They might need to go somewhere else. Well, an easy way to add new flavors and to explore the profile space is finishing. None of the things I'm tasting today are particularly outside of the pretty standard finishing structure. We don't have anything. There's none of these are finished in tequila barrels. None of these are finished in rum. Oh no, we got a couple rum casks. Nothing that's too crazy though. Tequila is the one that really jumps out in my mind. I've seen some beer barrel finished. That can be pretty different. Don't have anything like that. Like the Blood Oath Pack 5. I've got now. I think I'll go ahead and say this now. Yeah, Yolanda is explaining what we did wrong in the chat. If you're curious, she will helpfully inform you of my mistakes. Blood Oath Pack 5. Now, this is a blend of several different whiskeys that are then aged together in Caribbean rum casks. Now, Blood Oath Pack 4, yeah, Stephen mentioned I tried Blood Oath Pack 4 yesterday. It was amazing. I'm sure Pack 5 will be good. I've got a sample of 4. At some point, I'm going to do 4 and 5 and 6 back to back to back and make that a more standard review video, not do that in a live stream. I will say I think that, well, not to get too far into it, but I've actually done that lineup once before and tried to record it and it failed. And I think 4 was my favorite. 5 is good. I've had it several times. I mean, obviously this bottle is almost gone. Sorry if that was loud. That was really loud. So the bottle's almost gone, but it's a very, very smooth, easy drinking whiskey. And for some people, that's not their favorite. I like it for certain circumstances, but sometimes when you're looking for some complexity, you're going to go for some of these stags or something. This is just not going to get you there. So, bourbon finished in Caribbean rum. I've got another Caribbean rum finish, but this one is a rye. Basil Hayden Caribbean rum rye. Now, this one is honestly not one of my favorite pours, but I wanted to include it because it's a finished product and because I like the idea of having a Caribbean rum finished rye and a Caribbean rum finished bourbon in the lineup. I think that's a cool way to sort of show how rye gets affected by or can be affected by a Caribbean rum cask versus a bourbon being affected by a Caribbean rum cask. This chair's really squeaky. I don't know if you guys could hear that or not, but I really want to do something about that. That's a little ridiculous. But not now. Bottle 3. A Midwinter Night's Dram. I've done a review of this before on the channel. I really like it. It's a fantastic rye. This is Act 7, Scene 5 for those playing at home. If you don't know, a Midwinter Night's Dram is a blend of different ryes that are finished in French oak port barrels and bottled by High West. Each on the bottles, they tell you the act and the scene, kind of referencing a Midwinter Night's Dream or a Midsummer Night's Dream. I got me saying it wrong. Yeah, Joe is right. We did need steak, and we made a mistake by not eating it. By the way, happy birthday, Joe. And I'll get back to that in a minute. Midwinter Night's Dram, the acts and the scenes, they give you a little bit of information about when it was made. If you look for specific acts and scenes, you can find specific flavor profiles. So it's sort of a way to distinguish the different batches, like you would with Elijah Craig Barrel Proof. They give you the B520 or A119 or whatever. The acts and scenes give you that same kind of lineation, I'll call it. Delineation. I think that's the right word for it. Squeaky chair, number 4. Now, on the thumbnail for this video, I show a Belle Meade XO. Now, I don't have the Belle Meade XO. What I have instead is a Select Cask Belle Meade Cask Strength XO. This is the Bourbon Enthusiast. Right there. This is the Bourbon Enthusiast pick. Big shout out to Trevor for getting the hold of this for me. I'm really looking forward to it. I haven't had a lot. Well, now I've had quite a few from yesterday, but I haven't historically had a lot of the Bourbon Enthusiast picks, and so I'm looking forward to trying this, especially on a fresh crack. One of the things I didn't mention is a couple of these down here I liked better earlier in the pour. I think all three of these other ones. This is a fresh pop. I opened this today to put it into a glass. This is the neck pour. All these others I've had open for a while, and I would say every single one of them I liked better earlier on. So as they've been open longer, I have preferred them less. It changes. Aging changes a whiskey. It really does. How long the bottle's open, how much air it's exposed to. There is some evaporation, and that does make a difference. It just does. Now, you saw 4 whiskeys. I showed you 4 whiskeys, but I'm okay. I was gonna turn this laptop to show you my 5 glasses, but I thought better of it. I'm kind of operating on a little bit of an unreliable table. Yeah. Let's see. Nate said Midwinter Night's Dram is one of the best ryes, in my opinion. I know there are different acts and scenes, but the few I've had are wonderful. Yeah, I haven't had a bad act or scene. They're all kind of different in various ways, but I haven't found an act or scene. I haven't found a Midwinter Night's Dram act or scene that I didn't like. They were all good to me. What else we got going on here? Yeah. Nate's having trouble. I don't blame you, buddy. I've been sweating out salt and whiskey all day. So, I've got 5 glasses. You saw 4 bottles. What gives? Well, Joe reached out to me and he said, hey, it's my birthday on Sunday. I want you to review the St. Cloud. And I said, I got you, Joe. But what I'm going to do is a little bit different. I am going to include it in this tasting. However, what I'm doing today is a blind tasting. That is not information that's yet been disclosed. The glasses were all laid out in different places by my girlfriend Yolanda. I don't remember which one is which. There's numbers on the bottom of them, but I can't really see it. I'm not going to be able to keep track of it. Matter of fact, I may need to go find the answer key at some point because I don't know where I put it. Oh, no. So once I get through all of this blind tasting and I have no idea where the answers are, we'll get to that bridge. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now, thank you, babe. Yolanda's in the live chat helping a guy out. She's been very helpful this weekend, so big shout out to Yolanda for keeping me somewhat in check as much as anyone seems to be able to. I'm just going to go ahead and get a quick nip of a different whiskey here. This is the end of the thank you, baby. This is the end. Oh, I just looked at it. I don't remember. I didn't see it, though. I didn't see it.
It doesn't matter. You can't see the bottom of them.
Oh, that's right. Well, it doesn't matter either way, then. That's the kind of day it's been. That's right. St. Cloud is going to be the 5th taste in the lineup. Now, this right here, Buffalo Trace store pick. It's the end of the 2019 Rural Inn pick that I really, really enjoyed. So I'm really just taking a sip of this to sort of wet my whistle, get back into the whiskey thinking. I had a really great time, like I said, with Nate and Trevor this weekend. But one of the things that really stood out was we blind tasted a couple of different lineups. And I had so much fun doing that. I was so happy to be able to blind taste these whiskeys. We did a lineup of the various store picks from Ohio. Well, they're not store picks. They're Ohio State picks of the Maker's Mark, Private Select. And then we threw in a couple of other things. I think we threw in a Larceny Barrel Proof into that one. And then a different Maker's Mark pick here from an Indiana liquor store to just get a number, nice number of 5 tastes in the blind taste and just see what people liked. We also did a blind tasting of a whole bunch of different Russell Reserves pick. I believe there were 7 Russell Reserves picks in that blind. It was really interesting. I will say there were some really unexpected results. Nate and Trevor had each sort of had a bottle that they wanted that was, a store pick of Russell's, or a private selection, I should say, of Russell's. And they ended up swapping those bottles before they left here because blind, Trevor in particular, liked one of the bottles as his favorite. That was the one he was giving to Nate, and his least favorite was the one he was keeping for himself. So labels can be deceiving. It's not always what you think. Luckily for Trevor, Nate put the barrel that Trevor put last at his second favorite. I actually had one of my picks included, not one that I actually went and picked, but a bottle that I own, local pick in Indiana. Blackout is the name of the pick. The Indie Degenerates, an organization that does a lot of private barrel picks. That one won for me, which I was actually really surprised about. It was not my favorite pick when I was just drinking it, but it has gotten better as it's been opened. Speaking of whiskey changing. And I liked it a lot better. Second, third, fourth time around, keeps breathing, keeps getting open more and more. It won for me. I don't remember what second place was, but it was a fun time. We did another blind too, but what was it? What else did we blind? Oh, I forgot about maybe the most important blind that was a lot of fun was a big boy blind where we had let's see, what was it? Yeah, we had a lot of great whiskeys. We had the Eagle Rare 17, George T. Stagg. No, that was 2019, Eagle Rare 17. The George T. Stagg 2019. What else did we include in that? E.H. Taylor Barrel Proof, the 2019 release. And then a couple of others that, we had a Bardstown Discovery Series number 2, and we had a 1792 Full Proof, the Rural Inn pick number 5. So that was kind of a fun lineup. One of those things is not like the other, and it kind of showed up, but not in the way you would expect. The 1792 was very different, but it was not bad. It actually held its own compared to these bottles that are retail for twice the price, and secondary goes for twice the price as well. So a lot of preamble. Let me just get myself really quickly acquainted again with the flavor of whiskey. Yep. Buffalo Trace is great. I'm really a fan of Buffalo Trace. One of my favorite just standard whiskeys that's on the shelf. Now, Buffalo Trace is technically allocated, so it can be difficult to get your hands on these days, especially store picks. People are making these store picks fly off the shelves. Yeah, Nate's totally right. We found out how much of a difference proof can make. Nate and I both did not care for the Eagle Rare 17. We did that video review, which you can find on my channel. But in our blind tasting, I think we both had the Eagle Rare 17 number 1, above George T. Stagg, above all those other pours. And I really do think that a part of it was the fact that everything else we were drinking was barrel proof. It was, the 1792, 60%. I think the 116.9 proof for the George T. Stagg 2019. The other two were up there as well. But the Eagle Rare was 101 proof, I believe. So that seemed so much smoother, so much more easy to drink. It was really a gentle, sort of a nice, easy breeze. I think if we had changed the order around, if we had the first thing we tasted been Eagle Rare 17, we may have felt differently about things. I was pretty happy, though, because although the Eagle Rare 17 was number 1 for me, number 2 was the George T. Stagg 2019. Nate, unfortunately for him, who has been singing the praises of the 2019 George T. Stagg, placed it dead last in his blind tasting. He has refused to accept that result and continues to believe that his palate was wrong and stupid. Oh God, Nate, that's so funny to me. We had so much fun, guys. We really did. I can't recommend enough blind tastings. You learn so much. Every one of us had like an epiphany moment where we got, holy shit, we did not expect that, and that's so cool. That's what you want from a whiskey tasting for real. So that's what inspired me to do this blind tasting today. Like I said, I don't know what any of these are. I brought my handy dandy notebook so that I can write down tasting notes, and probably I'll also, on a 0 to 100 scale, give my opinion of the pour, how good it is, so on and so forth. Let's go ahead and dig in, shall we? I'm going to start. So right now I'm using these I Drink It, I Know Things challenge coins. Boop. Boop. As glass covers. It's kind of fun. So I think I'm going to go ahead and just go in the order of the coins, batch 1 through batch 5. It's a fun way to do it. And we'll just go through and taste these and see what I think. See how wrong I am. See how much my, see how much my palate is playing tricks on me. What else we got in the chat here? We got some activity. I like seeing you guys here. I like seeing the chats. We got 13 people watching. Thank you all so much for joining. It's a good day. All right, we got Steven says, I need to pick some up. I made a trip down to the one store, and it turned out the store was closed due to an emergency. Yeah, that's no fun. See, Robert, lifting up a toast tonight at Buffalo Trace in honor of the poor kitten we tried to save tonight. Well, you know what? I will do the same. Let's toast. Cheers, man. Nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. I like the 2020 pick better, but nothing wrong with that at all. Store picks are great, guys. If you're not into the store pick game, you need to step it up. Store picks are a great way, first off, in my mind, to figure out which store owners have palettes you like and which ones have palettes you don't like. There's nothing to say like, oh, they have bad picks. I always kind of frown and shrivel up at that because I think there's different palettes and people will like different things. But I know which stores around me I really like their picks of. I really like the picks that are coming out of, well, not all of them, but a lot of the picks that Rural Inn does I really like. I will say the Ray at the Rural Inn intentionally picks based on what he thinks the consumers want. So he's picking to sell, which I think is a good decision when you're a store owner, but it also makes it a little harder than your average store owner to track and say like, oh, his picks are going to taste like this, because a lot of his clientele, I have discovered, like things a little bit different than I do. A lot of people that love his picks and swear by them prefer things a little bit oakier, a little bit stronger, a little bit more astringent. And there's nothing, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that, but it also does mean that some of Ray's picks are outside of my flavor profile, my preferred profile. Have you ever seen or heard of Rebel Distillers Collection Single Barrel Select? Mike, no, I have not. I'll have to look that up. That sounds interesting. Very curious about that. So we've been on here for 22 minutes, and I haven't had one of these 5 whiskeys I said I was going to try. So that needs to end. So let's go ahead and start off with number 1. Never seen a store pick here in the Augusta area. Some places have a harder time with them than others. Joe, I'm not sure if you're in a control state, honestly. I can't recall. But if not, you know what you should definitely do is start looking around and see if there's like a bourbon society for your state. I know that Indiana has several different ones. I mentioned the Indy D-Gens, Naptown Bourbon Club. They do a lot of picks. Bourbon Enthusiast, if you want to go national, they do a lot of picks. There are other ways to get. They're not going to be store picks at that point because the store isn't picking them. They're going to be private barrel selections, but you have to sell through a store. Part of the consequences of the legal system. So now I got to tell you, this is super sweet and creamy. One of the things I realized I forgot to mention early on was, I got the 2 Caribbean rum finishes, the rye with the Caribbean, the Basil Hayden rye, and the Blood Oath, which is the Caribbean rum cask bourbon. A Midwinter Night's Dram is aged in port barrels. So that's going to bring in some different notes. And then the Belmead XO, cognac. So we've got a port, 2 rums, cognac. And then I believe the St. Cloud is actually an unfinished whiskey. But Joe and Nate both hated it. I mean, hated it. So I expect it to really shine in the worst possible way in this lineup because everything else I like pretty fine. Yeah, I have to look at that, Mike. I don't know much about that either. Nate asked if the Basil Hayden is 80 proof. It is. It's 80 proof. I'll just go ahead and give you the proof statements on everything. Blood Oath is always at 98.6 temperature, blood in Fahrenheit. Midwinter Night's Dram is 49.3. It's also 98.6. Interesting. The XO Belmead is 115.1, so it is going to be much hotter. I don't recall offhand the proof of the St. Cloud. Joe, if you know it, you can chime in, or Nate, if you know it, you can chime in. But it may very well stick out like a sore thumb, but it's hard to say because these notes are very. The effect of a finish can be radical, and it's easy to assume that all of the whiskeys at 80 proof will drink the same at the hotness level, and the 100 proofs will do the same, the 120s will do the same. They don't. Yeah, it is kind of fun that they do 98.6, Steven. Yeah, this is super creamy. This is pretty spicy on the nose, honestly. I think it's a rye. Oh, it's beautiful. One of the things I really like about finished whiskeys is they have this beautiful sweetness on the nose. It's the kind of sweetness that you're getting from the source. You're getting it from cognac. You're getting from St. Cloud's 116 proof. Okay, cool. You're getting that sweetness from the cognac or the rum or whatever. So it's a different sort of sweetness than you're going to get from either a bourbon or a rye or a scotch. It's a whole different animal. These finished whiskeys. You see a lot more finishing in scotch because the regulations around scotch would allow such things. More easily, bourbon's got to be virgin white oak, but there are some ways you can add some finish to it. Yeah, it's a very dark fruit, a lot of like grape, plum, maybe some candied pear. And my nose is failing me, guys. It's getting clogged up. There's some baking spice in there as well, some cinnamon. Definite honey. It's very sweet. A lot of the sweet aromatics, a lot of the spice. I don't get much in the terms of grain or nuttiness or anything like that. This is a huge mistake to be doing a whiskey tasting today after all of the whiskey I drank yesterday, but I do it for you guys, so patting down the fucking hatches. Here we go. Mm. Oh, yeah. Now, because all these whiskeys, they're all relatively different. I mean, we don't have all the same kind of finish. We don't have the same proof levels. We don't even have the same whiskey, for Christ's sake. We have bourbons and ryes in here, blended up. So I expect to be pretty easy. I expect it to be very easy to figure out what's what. This I'm almost certain is the High West. It's got a wine component that I don't really get from. I mean, it could be a cognac. I don't know. The Belle Meade bourbon isn't usually that spicy, but it could be. Never had it before. But it's got a real definite wine characteristic as opposed to a Caribbean rum cask where you're just going to get that almost astringent sweet, grain sugar, cane sugar. This has got wine all over it. And I had that rye spice on the nose initially. Yeah. I might not need this notebook after all. Uh-oh. I think the sticker came off the bottom of that. The sticker tells me what it is. I'm going to go ahead and put that right there. I don't know what number it was, but I don't want to know. Trying not to find out accidentally. I didn't put the best stickers on the bottom of these. They're basically just little pieces from sticky notes, so we keeps it classy around here. Number 2. Oh, yeah. Now that's much more astringent, much more sharp. Like I was saying, you can really smell that rum. I get a sharpness from rum. There's always this sort of sugarcane bright quality. And I don't always like it. Rum finish is not my favorite finish. I would prefer a cognac finish or a port finish or even a sherry finish. I like the wine finishes much better because you get more depth. The sharp narrowness of rum doesn't usually do it for me. It's not bad by any means. Given how quiet this is very likely to be the Basil Hayden. So I'm getting very little on the nose. It's unmistakably bourbon and unmistakably Caribbean, but is it 98.6 with Blood Oath, or is it the 40 proof or 40%, 80 proof with Basil Hayden? Hard to say. Let's give it a taste. Now, see, there you go. Joe wants Nate to have one nice pour for his birthday. If you already have enjoyed the pour that you had for who was it? Robert? I think Robert had the unfortunate woes today, so we had a little drink of Buffalo Trace for Robert. Now I'm just scrolling through the chat. Yeah, we had a little cheers there moment for Robert and his difficult day. I think we should also have a cheers for Joe's birthday, but I'm going to try to do that cheers with the St. Cloud. I expect that I will be able to find it. Certainly based on the notes that Joe and Nate gave. Apparently it's goddamn awful, so we'll see. Yeah, so the thing that really stands out to me, the flavors on this are very good. It's well balanced, honestly, which I don't always feel with rum finishes, especially when it's talking about bourbon that's been rum finished, because you're going with sweet versus sweet. Like it can just become way too sickly sweet and way too sharp and just out of whack. But I really feel like this is a well balanced pour, albeit a quiet one and not a particularly complex one. That also happens a lot with finishes that kind of tones down some other notes. So it helps to finish with something that adds complexity. One of the things I think you can get really well with the rye and a Caribbean rum cask is you get the spice from a rye grain and then you get the sweet from the rum cask. And so I think rum often finishes ryes very well. Unfortunately, I don't think I have any rum finished ryes here tonight. Looks like Mike lost video. Can anybody else see me? If you can't see me, let me know. Because, you know, it's a crapshoot. It looks like I can see myself. So that's all I can rely on. Sorry you're having trouble, Mike. Hopefully you can get that sorted out. Maybe try restarting the stream. That's the best advice I can give you. YouTube is not the best about being user-friendly in that way. Good. Glad to hear it, Mike. So let me know, guys, what you're drinking right now. If you're sitting here along with me having a sip, I love to hear what people are sipping on. I love to hear how people are doing. You know, I initially, when I first started the channel, I had an allowance for a Q&A session as one of the benefits on the Patreon at a higher level. But because I haven't reached the point where I can't respond to everyone in the live chat on these normal live streams, I sort of decided to get rid of that benefit. Yeah, we've got a couple people here that are staying sober. Appreciate the support, though. Thanks, Nate. Serini? Yeah, Serini. Thanks for the support. Steve said, I'm a cyber security major. I can help if needed. I have some Makers 46. Cheers to that. Glad to hear everybody's doing well. Yeah, this has just got to be the Caribbean rum cask. There's no finish on it. That is awesome, Mike. Mike went drinking last night, or they came drinking last night, and he did a huge slip and slide. That is awesome. Why no 4-gate? I could have probably thrown 4-gate into the mix. I honestly, is it a finished whiskey? I think I honestly just forgot it was finished. It was kind of a long night. That's my bad. Matt has got the Bardstown Copper Kings Apple Brandy finish. See, I love it, Matt. Going right along with the, finished product tasting. Joe's getting ready to drive to Michigan, so no drinking. Yeah. I'm going to go ahead and put the cap on that one. I'm pretty confident. All right. I'm just going to write this down. So what did I say number 1 was? I don't even freaking know anymore. Oh, I think it was the Midwinter Night's Dram. And then I said number 2, that's got to be the Caribbean Rum Cask. All right, let's get into number 3. Ooh, oh, I like that. I like that nose a lot. It's gentle, but it's wonderfully sweet. Oh, this might be. It smells kind of like cognac. It's got the sweetness, but it doesn't have the almost acetone note. There's this really sharp note that I can't quite describe that always kind of bums me out from rum casks. And I think I got a little bit of that both in the Blood Oath and the Basil Hayden. But I don't get that on this pour. Oh, it smells so good. That's weird. That's interesting and weird. It's very I don't want to say it's not complex, but it's everything is very tame on it. This is something where the finishing really tamed down a lot of the bourbon flavors. Very classic bourbon nose, vanilla, caramel, a little bit of cinnamon. But the nose has this like hint of dark fruit sweetness, which to me is like going to be plums, figs, grapes. But it's very subtle. Yeah, Matt's going to have to save me a pour of that Bardstown apple brandy finish because that sounds freaking amazing. That you guys in the chat are just going to make me, I don't know if you're going to make me hungry or thirsty or drunk, but maybe all 3. That sounds wonderful. Oh, God. To me, this is the nose I want from a finished bourbon. Because I get all the bourbon notes, but then I add in that dark fruit. Add in a little bit of maybe like a lemon zest. Oh, there's a sneeze coming. Uh-oh. That makes me think this is high proof. I've noticed that I've sneezed in a lot of these live streams, and I have to edit sneezes out of a lot of my tasting videos because I stick my nose deep in there when I'm doing these tastings, and I'm breathing in big, and my body's like, I can't deal with all this ethanol you're throwing at me, buddy, and it makes me sneeze. And that tends to show up on the higher proofers. It had that Copper and Kings. What was the price point on that Copper and Kings, Matt? And do you think it was worth it? Yeah, exactly, Steve. I got a built-in alcohol meter based on my sneezes. I'm not going to buy the Sinatra. Nate wants me to buy the Jack Daniel's Sinatra. I don't know if you guys have had it or not. If you have, let me know what you think of it. But I believe the price was quite high. Matt says $150 after tax for the Bardstown. Yeah, it's hard for me to drop $150 plus on a bottle. It really is. I know it's great stuff. A lot of the stuff from Bardstown I really like, but it just hurts a part of me. There's a lot of great stuff out there in the $50 to $75 range. And so saying I'm not going to buy any of that, I'm going to instead buy something that's twice the price. Is it twice as good? I don't know. I mean, there's a reason I'm a cheap ass and I still fucking have Elijah Craig. Oh, not Elijah Craig. Evan Williams Bottled and Bond is one of my go-to daily drinkers. I keep very Old Barton Bottled and Bond as one of my daily drinkers. Like, I'm gonna keep Mellow Corn once this bottle runs out. Like, those are all $10 to $15 bottles. They're cheap as shit. Oh, I got you, Nate. But like, the value is unmistakable. Like, is something like Buffalo Trace twice as good as Elijah Craig Bottled and Bond? Yeah. Or I keep saying Elijah Craig, Evan Williams Bottled and Bond. Yeah, it's twice as good. Is something like, I don't know, give me like a barrel bourbon, $100 barrel bourbon. Is it 10 times better than a Elijah Craig? Evan Williams Bottled and Bond? 10 times better? I don't know. Exactly. Mike exactly took the words right out of my mouth. There's so many choices in the $50 range. I really like what Bardstown's doing. I really do. Like, I think if I'm going to buy stuff like that at the Bardstown price point, it's going to be not really because I think it's a value. It's going to be because I really respect Bardstown as an entity. I like their transparency. I like their business model. I like the people I've talked to who work for the company. I think Bardstown is a company worth supporting. And so if I'm buying stuff from them, it's not because I think it's a good value. It's because I want to support them as an enterprise. They're relatively young whiskey producers. I believe they're still independent as well, which is becoming rarer. So, anywho, one more sip of this number 3. It's got that barrel. It just drinks like a barrel-proof bourbon until the finish. And then you get this interesting, sweet, creamy, that's good. I'm gonna have to stick with this for a minute longer. This is really fucking good. I get vanilla. I get a lot of fruit on this. I'm looking at a tasting wheel, by the way, if you see me looking down like this. I totally get that, Matt. Yeah, I think you do. I agree, Dave. Like, for local distilleries, for distilleries that are not, your Sazerac-owned enterprise, that's like $1 billion industry. For the little guys, you can't be thinking about value. You got to be thinking about supporting people you like. You got to think about, I think it's a good point, Matt. What do you want in your collection? It's actually a very good point, Matt, because specifically with Bardstown, they are doing some really cool stuff that's not being done elsewhere. Not a lot of people are doing apple brandy finishes. That's not a common finish. And they do tons of things like that. Their Goodwood is an interesting finish. I believe that's a beer barrel. They've done a honey barrel finish. They've done all kinds of interesting things. So Bardstown's doing some cool things and pushing the limits, which I really like. Yeah, Mike's exactly right. The $21 price point of Old Tub, can't beat that. Old Tub, for those of you who don't know, is becoming really hot right now on the market because good branding. But it was, I believe it's a Beam product. I believe that was Jim Beam's initial. The Chateau de Blamont, exactly, Nate. I believe that Old Tub was Jim Beam's initial most popular offering before the standard Jim Beam came out. Maybe it was Jack Daniels. Maybe it was Jack Daniels Old Number 7. Before Old Number 7, there was Old Tub. I don't remember. That's what I get for trying to sound smart, is I start saying some things and I go, oh, wait, I don't actually know what I'm talking about. Drink Pro. It is Beam. Okay, I was right the first time. Thanks, Dave. It's based on a brand that was resurrected, that was initially one of their best-selling brands, pre-Prohibition. I know, I did too, Matt. I passed on the Chateau de Lamont like 3 times, and I regret it every time. Everyone I've talked to that's had it said it was absolutely worth the price point, which is not something I expected from $100+ bottle of whiskey. For them to say it's worth the price point, and they weren't, these are people that they don't operate in the world of like, I'm going to support local. No, they say, I want the best product for this price point, and they were saying it was worth it. So Nate's trying to hustle in the chat. Leave him alone. If Matt finds one, he's going to give it to me. Matt, you're going to be hounded, my brother. This okay. Given how much positive Trevor said about this particular pour, I'm going to say this number 3 is the XO finish Bill Mead, because it doesn't taste like anything that I've had. It's really gentle in terms of how the finish affects it. I'm okay with that, Matt. If you buy it and we all share it, I'm totally okay with a pitch in. You can actually see the number on the bottom of this. Look at the legs on this. I don't usually give a shit about legs, but like, look at that. Can you see that big arc? That big arc of fluid right across my name? That's crazy looking. It is sticking to this glass. Yeah, the grapes are showing up. I'm getting these sweet barrel tannins mid-palate. A little bit of pepper on the tongue. There's so much good going on there. There's so much good going on there. I mean, I could spend a lot of time with this pour, guys. I will try not to. There's some strawberries. There's some blackberries. There's a bit of pecan. Yeah, the figs and the grapes are just wonderful. Not figs. The grapes and plums. The plums and the grapes are wonderful in this. I'm just going to go away. I'm going to finish this. I've left most of my other 2. This one's going to be gone. I'm going to leave a little bit. I'm not going to finish it now as much as I want to. I'll leave a little bit so I can come back to it for a final ranking. But I think right now that's a high ranking for first place. Let's break into number 4. Ooh. Interesting. This is really different. You got 2 more. Keep going, Slowpoke. Thanks, babe. God, what do I have left? I've guessed the rum, the midwinter, and the Bill Mead. I've got Blood Oath left, and I've got the Cloud, whatever the Cloud one is. This doesn't smell like Blood Oath. Somebody wants to ask me a super personal question, they should do it right now. Why not? Who cares? What the fuck? Now's the time for that super personal question that you've always been dying to ask somebody. Nate, stop trying to break the blind, my man. This might be then. This might be the St. Cloud. Fine. Nate's going to break the blind. It doesn't smell finished. Nate has asked me in the chat, how weird is it to have 3 nipples? I don't have 3 nipples. So this Blanton's or this Blanton's, I guess they both have stickers on them. These are store picks. So this Blanton's store pick right here is from the Rural Inn. I'm trying to make it so it doesn't reflect so badly. These are single barrel select stickers that they use for Buffalo Trace. Every Buffalo Trace product uses this kind of sticker. Some of them are silver. If you go like Eagle Rare, for example, they use silver instead of gold foil. This Buffalo Trace pick, this Rural Inn pick, I actually was given by a good guy. Tab25 is his handle, which is what he asked me to refer to him as. He's in a lot of these live stream chats, watching, listening, saying hi. Yeah, this is super toffee. This must be the St. Cloud. I almost get like a bark, like a wood, like a toffee on bark. It's so sweet though. It's almost sickly sweet. This other one, this is the Crown Liquors store pick. Camera will not focus on it. There we go. Crown Liquors raw Clyde. Clyde is the name of that pick. Good stuff. I think I like the Clyde. Well, I don't know. The Rural Inn's really good, but the reason I was given that Rural Inn bottle, by the way, is because the dump date is my birthday, 3/27. Never seen March 27th on a Blanton's that I had my hands on, and I visited with Mr. Tab25, and he said, "Here, you ever had one of this?" And I looked at it and I went, "Wait a minute, this is my birthday." He said, "Seriously?" I said, "Yeah." He goes, "Here, take it." I said, "Oh, I can't say no to that. Thanks." Very generous guy. He gave me some great samples that'll be coming up in future reviews. I've kind of been holding back on those samples because he gave me some real absolute gems, and I'm really looking forward to those reviews. Yeah, it's freaking hard to get those store picks, man. A lot of the stores around here have started doing like lotteries for their store picks. I really like the way the Rural Inn does it right now. Is it's based on the number of purchases, the number of visits. Every time you visit the store and buy something, you write your name on a slip of paper. Goes into a lottery. They pull it out for most of the big top dollar store picks: the Eagle Rares, the Blantons, the Buffalo Trace, the Four Roses store picks, all that stuff. They're doing it based on lotto now, which I think is smart. I like that system. Okay. Without further ado, let's taste this. Joe asked how I got lucky enough to meet Yolanda, to get Yolanda. I don't think I got her, but maybe she got me. I don't know. I don't know who's got who. How we've smushed together our lives. I could hear her laughing. Man, I don't know now. I really like that. I'm like waiting for it to be bad because Nate's got me so paranoid about this freaking St. Cloud. Tons of toffee. This is super duper sweet on the nose. So much toffee. I'm not ignoring your question, by the way, Joe. I will answer it. Yeah, Nate didn't hate the pinhook either. Nate's palate's just broken. He didn't like the George T. Stagg. He liked the pinhook that almost made me sick. Not a lot going on. It's sweet. It's got a little grape note. I kind of get it like a sugar cane flavor, which is why I'm going to say it's Caribbean rum finish. I'm going to say that's the Blood Oath. I'm just kind of based on nothing, really. Which would mean number 5 is St. Cloud. Means I'm saving the best for last. So how did I get together with Yolanda? Well, she and I went to the same high school. I believe she moved to the area in freshman year. And we, knew each other in high school. We hung out. We were friends. She was dating somebody else at the time. And so we never really connected that way. I think I kind of wanted to date her, but I never did because she was always taken. And after high school, I went down to Bloomington, studied philosophy and business and law and all kinds of fun nonsense. And she went to school at University of Evansville where she got a degree. I believe her degree is a joint fine arts and no, I'm gonna fuck this up. I'm gonna fuck this up. I think she's got a degree in like is it? I think it's communications. I want to say journalism because she works with a newspaper, but I think her degree is actually like communications and um, graphic design. I think she will certainly correct me if I'm wrong in the chat. Um, so we went about our separate ways for many years, and then at one point, I don't remember if she reached out to me or I reached out to her. Somebody reached out to somebody on a Facebook post, and we started chatting in a private chat, and we realized we were very close to one another. And so we met up and said, "Hey, we'll just go. We'll go grab a meal and just catch up." It wasn't going to be a date. There wasn't really anything to it. Just friends catching up. We were friends in high school. We can be friends now. Well, the dinner just was wonderful. It went so well. We were both laughing, having a good time. There was a lot of chemistry. Um, it really like rekindled that feeling in me and reminded me why I wanted to date her in high school. But she was married at the time. I think she felt the same way. We talked about it. She was having some issues with the marriage, so she got divorced. We got together. Here you are. No. Matter of fact, we went to. Steven asked if we both got pour bourbon on our date. We went to a. I don't remember the name of the place, but it's basically like pub grub and beer. So we both had beer. I think she might have had cider. She usually goes for cider. Nate said it's $120 for the St. Cloud. Joe does not want Nate to remind him how much he paid. Speaking of, fifth and final, I will say I think it's appropriate that this is the challenge coin atop number 5, if in fact it is the St. Cloud. Oh boy, I love the nose on this. Hopcat, that's right. God, the nose on this is beautiful. I'm getting blueberry, cherry, honey, lots of honey. I gotta snort it like I'm snorting lines over here because my nostrils closing up on me. This is not how you're supposed to smell whiskey. But I can't. What else are you supposed to do? Okay. Each of your sinuses actually can provide different notes. If you smell something through your left nostril, if you smell something through your right nostril, you're going to get different notes from each nostril because you have different sensitivities in each one. And it creates a real problem because if you get one of your nostrils start to close up, and generally one of your sinuses is going to be dominant, one of your nostrils will be breathing more or less air at any time, and your body will naturally bounce back and forth between the nostrils. Very interesting thing, body. But for this kind of activity, you need both noses. Both noses. I need both noses working. I need both nostrils working. And right now, left is just taking over, and so I got to like close this up. I don't know if you can hear that. Oh, that really looks bad. Okay, I'm not gonna do that. I hope you can hear how freaking stuffed up that is. And so, if I just push, this has got to be great internet TV, right? Oh, woo! It's cleaning up. It's clearing up. It opened. Okay. Oh man. It's just a lost cause. It's all just a lost cause, guys. Okay. Here we go. It smells so good. You know what? I'm going to take a minute here. Joe wants me to slow down so we can get a pour. I'm going to sit sideways and just relax. Just enjoy my evening. I got a question for you guys. Everyone that's here, everyone that's in the chat. Dave's having fun. Yep, I'm sure you see all kinds of nonsense with the nose. Yeah, it's a very interesting appendage, I guess I would call it, maybe. Um, that seems to undervalue the nose. The nose is more than an appendage. Joe is going to drink the St. Cloud along with me. But so my question for everyone that's here, everyone in the chat, how long would you like a live stream to last? My initial natural inclination was an hour, and we are right at an hour and 30 seconds. So my initial inclination is always, we'll make them an hour long. That seems like a good amount of time. I can do a nice lineup in that. But I had multiple people, after I was doing these hour-long things, reach out to me and say, hey, I'd love it if you did these things for a longer period of time than 1 hour, which surprised me. I kind of expected an hour to be almost too long to hear me ramble on about whiskey and other nonsense, but maybe not. So I did, I heard a couple of people say something. I saw a couple of people join in live streams very, very close to the end, and I thought, man, I should be able to extend this out. But I've also seen live streams from a couple different channels. People like the Whiskey Crusaders, who I like. I respect them. I like what they're doing. But some of their live streams go on for like 4 hours, even or longer. That to me is that's longer than I want to be in front of the camera. I'll say that. Maybe that makes sense for them. Maybe they're happy with that, comfortable with that. Maybe they enjoy that. There's a performative aspect to this that's just just necessarily it's performative because I'm in a room by myself. So, doing that for 4 hours sounds like a nightmare. I like doing this. I really do. I do not want to do it for 4 hours. But like if if people want it for 90 minutes, if people want it for 2 hours, if I get demand for longer or shorter processes, I can mix it up. I can have some live streams 30 minutes, some live streams 2 hours. I want to hear what you guys have to say about that. I think a lot of whiskey channels don't engage specifics with the fans enough. Oh, that's a great idea, Matt. Main event to an hour and then have casual interactive segments afterwards or however long it stays interesting. Well, that's kind of what's going to happen tonight, my friend. I think that's a very good idea. So I'm kind of doing a lot of build up to the tasting here of this St. Cloud. I think that's got to be what this is. It's sweet. It's grain. What I'm realizing, though, let me go back to 4 for a minute and try not to break things. When I go back to 4, I get the really distinct, rich sweetness. Oh, no. You know what? Shit. That might be... Oh, no. That might be the Belle Meade. You know what, Stephen? I honestly don't believe I have any samples of the Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year. I think I have Lot B. I think I have Pat P15. I have those samples. But Stephen asked if I've ever done a comparison between Old Rip Van Winkle 10 and OWA 107. Yeah, I think Dave's right. I think a lot of the longer streams just like watching people get trashed. And that's not what I'm about. I'm not about that. I mean, will I get a little loose and do some silly things? Sure. That's who doesn't enjoy that? It's fun. We're being goofy. We're having a good time. But yeah, I'm not here to get trashed. I'm here to be goofy and have fun with you guys. But yeah, Steven, if you've got Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year and you want to send it to me to do that review, I would be happy to do it. I do not think I have an Old Rip Van Winkle 10-year currently in my arsenal. All right, enough of the foreplay. Let's taste this thing. Oh. I tasted number 4 again. Oh boy. It's been a long weekend. Happy Sunday night, everybody. That was number 4 again. I really liked that. All right. Now we're going to actually taste number 5. It smells, oh, wait. Yeah, see, I had the same thing with the pinhook was up here. It's gone now. I had the same thing with this pinhook. There was this weird, subtle, underlying plasticky note. I'm getting that in this. It's very grain forward compared to the other ones. Still get the vanilla caramel, but it's very grain forward. Keep drinking like professionals. Oh. 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 That. Oh. Oh no. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh no. Oh. Yeah, it's vomit. Oh my god. There's so much good about it. What happened? There it is literally. If you've ever thrown up in your life, and almost everybody has, I'm sure. Oh, it is. Oh, it lingers and it's not leaving. Oh my god. Oh. Yeah, the nose is. You guys told me, man. Nate and Joe, you told me. The thing I'm so surprised about. Here's the thing, Nate and Joe. I see your question, Rob. I'll get back to that in a second. No, Nate has never thrown up ever, and certainly not today. Everything about it was good. I was like, oh, this smells good. Oh, it tastes good. Oh, everything is right. And then all of a sudden, you get this weird underlying aftertaste of vomit. If you've ever thrown up before and then you walk away and you don't deal with it, you don't brush your teeth, you don't act like you probably should, you'll get this weird acidic, icky, lingering flavor. It's just stomach acid is what it is. Oh no. Oh, okay. Shut up, Joe. I'll try it if I want to try it. Ah! Yeah, it's a stomach bile. On the nose, beautiful. Caramel, vanilla, maybe even a little honey and butterscotch. I feel physically ill. A little pecan. I can see the toffee. I think it's because of the lineup that I'm not getting toffee on this. I think this is probably very toffee forward for people that are just sort of like coming out of nothing. But so many of these finished whiskeys I've been drinking are like just super duper duper sweet because of the extra added sweetness. So the nose is just candy. And when you're coming off of that, it's just like a bourbon. I get a little bit of the butterscotch. There's a hint of a nuttiness that I can't quite place my finger on. A little bit of pine. Just a hint. Just a hint of pine. Very hinty. Hinty pine. Do some lines of whiskey. Hold on. It's not clear enough. I just get burned. That's not helpful. I get sour grapes. No, sour cherries. I get sour cherries. All right. Lime. Very good start. Honey. This woodiness. I mean, even in the mid palate, it's still good. Oh. No. It's the finish. The mid palate and the beginning are fine. The finish is... Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. I might actually get sick. If I get sick at a live stream, you guys got to fucking join the Patreon. Oh, God. Oh, no. Oh. I'm really legitimately fighting off gagging right now. Oh. You ever know people that, like, if you see somebody vomit or if you smell vomit, you vomit? This is the tasting version. No, thanks, babe. I'm good. I got water. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. What in the fuck is wrong with that? If anybody out there sees this and has St. Cloud and doesn't have this experience with it, please send me a sample. I have a strong... Yolanda read my mind. I went to drink the Buffalo Trace. That's exactly what I did to cure it. Thanks, babe. She's a smart lady. If anybody out there likes... if anybody out there actually likes St. Cloud, they bought a bottle, they like it, and they don't get this vomit reaction, please send me a sample. Because I have a strong opinion that there are several whiskeys out there where... I have a strong belief that there are several whiskeys out there where the there's an individual bottle issue. Yeah, Joe's got more if I want. No, thanks. I have a hard time believing that they released this product with that issue, like to a mass market. I haven't tried anything else that St. Cloud is doing, but this reminds me of the Pinhook. I had the Pinhook pour, which I did a live stream with last week, I believe. Maybe that was a Patreon only live stream. Oh, it was the Patreon only live stream that didn't actually get Patreon only. So some people saw it before I was able to close it back down. I did a Patreon live stream where the patrons voted to have me taste all the whiskeys I've been given for free, like whole bottles of, because they were bad. Not this one, because I was given because it was good and because I did my birthday on it. The ones I was given specifically because the owners did not like them. And one of those was the Pinhook. And Pinhook makes a lot of good products, but this particular bottle of Pinhook was not good. And so having had good Pinhook products makes me think that that bottle is actually the problem, not the line, not the brand. It was that particular bottle. I've got to wonder if that's the same thing that's happening with this St. Cloud, because that undeniable, unmistakable flavor of vomit is just... I can't believe that that's gone through any kind of quality control. And they were like, yeah, let's release that. Like, no way. There's no way. I can't believe that that's actually what happened. Well, all right. There's some shit going on in the chat. I gotta respond to some things here. What's happening? Good Lord. I already begged Steven to send me a sample of old Rip Van Winkle 10. Robert asked, hey, Robert, do you prefer Bob? Do you prefer Rob? Let me know. I'm trying to remember things. I'm getting better about it. Same with Steven. Steven, do you prefer Steve? Do you prefer Steven? Let me know. I know Nathan Cooper is Nate. I know that we've got Uncle Dave. I call him Dave. I think there's somebody else in here that I know. The name on YouTube. Oh, Michael McAllister. I call him Mike. I'm trying to learn people that I see as regulars and sort of acknowledge you guys and give you some, shout outs and what have you. But I want to use the name that you prefer. I'm a big believer in that. What is my bucket list bourbon? That's a tough question. I kind of came into this activity, this whiskey tasting, making this channel going, I'm just hoping to taste as much cool stuff as I can. If I can get my hands on it, that's great. I think I've got a couple of things I would really love to try. I would love to try a double eagle very rare because I've seen those things sell for stupid amounts of money and I've never seen anyone pop one of them. I know people do. I've just never personally seen it on video or in person. I would love to. I think the Heaven Hill 27 is a really good answer by Matt. The John E. Fitzgerald release, I don't remember what it's called specifically, but the one that's in a big square box that was like a multi-$1,000 bottle, that'd be a cool one to try just to see if it's, somebody's paying $2,000, something like that. You got to figure out what it is. Robert said his bucket list is Pappy Van Winkle 1999. That's an interestingly specific year. I'd love to know more about why that is, Robert. What about the 1999 Pappy Van Winkle is really drawing you in? I'm trying to remember if that's when the distillery closed, or what's the importance of 1999? Steven said, the one I want to try for my bucket list bourbon would have to be Pappy 15. Being a college student, I won't be seeing it for a while. Well, Steven, you might be surprised. I came into this channel thinking I'm going to have to fight and beg and do everything else I can to get rare pours or get any pours, to get anybody to send me anything. And thankfully, I have some wonderful, you guys are wonderful fans. I have some really engaged people that want to watch me taste things, good and bad. I mean, Joe sent me this garbage pour, but he also sent me some very good, not garbage pours, and I'm very glad that he did. But you gotta try some fun, crazy shit too. Happy birthday, Joe. Yeah, I mean, Pappy 15. I will say, Steven, if you get your hands on Pappy 15, you might be disappointed. People love Pappy 15. Like the people that are big Pappy heads, they'll be like, 20 and 23 are overwooded, over oaked, and 15's sweet spot. I don't know that I agree. I've never had the 20. No, that's not true. I have had the 23. The 20 and the 23, I really like both of them. I think I prefer the 20. I think 20 was my favorite. But the version of the 20 and the 23 that I had tried were old enough that they had blended into them Stitzer Weller juice. So a little bit of the history about the Van Winkle lineup is before Buffalo Trace bought it, it was owned by Stitzel Weller, and the Van Winkles were using Stitzel Weller juice to make that product. When Stitzel Weller went under, the Buffalo Trace purchased barrels and the brand. And for many years, they blended in old Stitzel Weller juice with their own juice to create these Pappy Van Winkle profiles. Now, modern Pappy Van Winkle is all Buffalo Trace. And it's good. I mean, I've had some of that, the modern Pappy. But I think that's probably why people say the 20 and 23 are over oaked, is because they're tasting the modern stuff. And Buffalo Trace, when Buffalo Trace puts enough age on something, I don't like it. I'm really curious to try the E.H. Taylor 18-Year Marriage. Speaking of Buffalo Trace and putting age on something, 18-Year Marriage is putting a lot of age on a whiskey. I want to know if I like what they're doing with that. There are so many good pours out there that I honestly don't think I have a bucket list pour. My curiosity in this game is just entirely like, I haven't tried that. I'd love to try it. Anything I see that's new, I want to try it. I came into this sort of like, I'm not particularly old. So I came into this with some naivete, and I said, I want to try Pappy. And when I got into a little bit further, like, I want to try some old Willet bourbon. I've been able to try both of those very thankfully. So my bucket list was very short and relatively attainable, and it may have been completed. I think my bucket list now might actually be experience driven. I want to try every single Stag Junior in a lineup. So like, I don't know if saying I want to try every single George T. Stag in a lineup is bucket list. I've seen people do it. here in Indianapolis. I know there's a group of people, I think they're related to the Degenerates, who have done the entire line of George T. Staggs. That would be super, super cool. Yeah, I don't have a lot of other bucket list items. What else is going on in the chat here? Nate's happy that I hate this. I'm glad you sent me a few good samples too, Joe. Let's see. Yes, I love that, Joe. You took it back to the store and told the owner to give the rep a sample. All right, Robert prefers Robert. That's great. Yolanda said Sabrina with an exclamation point. I need some elaboration on that comment. Yeah, man. Let me know, Steven. That would be great. We'll stay in touch, man. I mean, one of the things that I'm happy to do. Oh yeah, the EHT tornadoes. I mean, all of those Taylor like one-off releases I'd be really interested in trying. But Steven, if the tavern owner, if they provide the sample, I'd be happy to do like a shout out kind of situation. So if they're willing to provide me, 2 ounces of the Old Rip Van Winkle pen, I can include their logo in a video. I've done that for a couple entities already. I'm happy to do that and give them a 15-second plug. That's, not a lot of skin off my back. And it's really cool to try that kind of stuff. For harder to get whiskeys, for rare stuff, I'm happy to do that. I've got a going forward agreement with a couple other entities. But for a one-off like that, I'd be happy to shout out this tavern. So, if that's something that they would be interested in or would prefer, I understand it's a hard to give away product. So if they feel like it's an exchange, just for recognition, I like I said, I'm not going to. I didn't say this. I should have said this. That's not going to color my review at all. And I'm trying to be very clear about that. These are not sponsored reviews. It's not, I'm not getting but I don't think it would matter because I'm not getting the whiskey from Buffalo Trace. I'm getting it from this tavern. So it's a different kind of enterprise. Yeah. And Nate talks about the Pappy track. The Pappy 23, they all picked it last. Yeah, I got to agree, Steven. I think Pappy 15 isn't as crazy as it's made up to be. Yeah, I got to agree with Nate too. So, getting together, doing these blind tastings. Yeah, thanks. Let me know, Steven. Let me know what they say. Getting together and doing blind tastings and trying all kinds of different stuff randomly. That's what it's all about. I mean, are there pours that I'd be like just dumbfounded to try? Yeah. If somebody gave me a Macallan 72-year whiskey, I would lose my shit. Like, yeah, because it's a $30,000 bottle of whiskey, maybe more. I don't even remember, but it's crazy expensive. That's that's not a bucket list. That's just like a hot pie in the sky kind of dream. I think my bucket list has been achieved in the whiskey world. I've tried amazing, cool stuff from amazing, cool people. Now it's just a matter of finding new things I've never tried and giving them a shot. Let me go ahead and figure out if I got these right. I sure as shit hope I did. I would hate to say like one of these tastes like vomit and it's one that I own. So let's go ahead and do this reveal. I've got my answer key here. So we'll start with the vomit pour. Number 4. Oh, no way. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This is why you blind things. Oh, no way. Okay. Number 5. was Midwinter Night's Dram. I would have sworn up and down that that was something with a vomit flavor. I do not like that aftertaste. I was so high on Midwinter Night's Dram. Oh, it's awful. I really like everything else about it, but the aftertaste is terrible. Okay. This is shocking. This is shocking. That was such a visceral reaction, and it was so real. That was so real, you guys. I was not playing it up for the camera. I was not pretending to have that reaction. That was 100% real. That was what I thought was happening.
Let me try it.
Yolanda wants to try it. When you're done with this, can you get the sample bottle so I can make damn sure that, like, I'm not crazy? I'm dumbfounded. Yeah, right? It's terrible.
Ew.
Yeah.
Something has gone awry.
What is happening right now?
That is.
Can you get the sample bottle of St. Cloud? I think it's on the table. What is happening right now?
It tastes like cough syrup.
Yeah. Guys, I am just completely at a loss. I'll go through all the rest of them. Number 4 was number 5, Basil Hayden Rye. What did I think that was? Did I think that was the Basil Hayden Rye? Probably did. No, I thought number 4 was Blood Oath. So the one I thought was Blood Oath, number 2. So okay. So I flipped the Caribbean Rye and the Blood Oath Pack 6. And I will say the Blood Oath Pack 6 does drink much, much more gently. It does drink much more gently than you would expect something that's 98.6% alcohol to drink. But the sweetness, the rye is so prevalent in the...
Yeah, that's not number 5.
Yeah.
That's way different.
Yeah, the sweetness is so much more prevalent in the Caribbean rum cask. So it does stand out. Number 3, which is the one I liked the most by a lot, was number 1, the Bellmead XO. So shout out to Trevor. That was my favorite. I got that one right. Number 1. That means that number 1, which... Number 1 I said was a Midwinter Night's Dram. Breaking shit over here. Man, I love the nose on that. It's all that caramel toffee. It's delicious. I don't know what to believe anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore. Because when I tasted it in line, you heard my review. You heard my notes for number 1. Right now, I taste Flintstone vitamins. It tastes like Dickel. I don't know if St. Cloud is sourced or not. But if I had to guess, I would say this is Dickel. I don't get vomit. I get Flintstone vitamins. But my tasting notes were very positive initially. Very positive. What's happening? I almost threw up on the Midwinter Night's Dram. I'm at a loss, guys. It's one thing. Okay. I sort of expected to not get a vomit flavor. I had heard that note before. I kind of went, nah, I don't know if that's actually going to happen. Whatever. I expected them all to be decent. I expected to not find anything bad with St. Cloud. Instead, I found one that was terrible. Oh, indigestion. Instead, I found one that was terrible. Oh, I get the hiccups now. Instead, I found one that was terrible. Assumed it had to be the fucking St. Cloud because everything else was my bottle that I liked. And it was Midwinter Night's Dram. And then the flavor is radically different to me now, tasting number one, knowing what it is, than it was when I didn't know what it was. Like, I am shook. I am shook right now. I've been spending time singing the praises of Midwinter Night's Dram, and I do it in this blind lineup, and I really don't like it. Very aggressively don't like it. The bottle's been open a long time, Nate, and that could be, as I mentioned earlier, every one of these bottles that's been open a while, I like less than when I initially tried it. They have gotten worse. Maybe a Midwinter Night's Dram took a real left turn and just went into the shitter because it was not good. This St. Cloud, though, when I tasted it initially, I liked it. I really was enjoying it. It's fine. It's fine. Guys, I'm going to get out of here. I don't know what to say. I'm so shook. I'm at a loss for words. Thank you all for watching. Thank you all for subscribing, joining, doing whatever you can do. We got to do more blinds, guys. This blind fucked me up. I did not expect this. I am so surprised. I was initially surprised to find any that I really didn't like, and now I'm 1,000 times more surprised to realize that the one I didn't like was one that I own and would have sung the praises of. Of all of the bottles that I've got here, with the exception of the Bell Mead, because this is the first time I've tried it, of all the other bottles, the first one I would have been say, of all the other bottles, the first one I would have said, hey, I will share this with you because you will like it, is Midwinter Night's Dram. And I almost threw up, legitimately, trying it today. Thank you guys so much. I hope you had a great night. Have a good rest of your weekend. I know there's not a lot left, but you can make the most of it. Keep drinking like professionals. Apparently, that means to drink things blind because you never know what will happen when you try things blind. Yeah, my palate might be a bit burned out. I don't know what's going on, Dave. Something crazy is happening. I got to go recover from the physical and now emotional toll that this weekend has taken. You guys keep drinking like professionals. Cheers. Let's drink some more of that St. Cloud just to fuck with people.